1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plastic frets. One small sheet of decals. A Tech Tips piece of paper. Two sets of instructions, I think. Now this paper says background information. All right. All of this is in Japanese. Over on this page, we get a little bit of history of the tank, and then we open this up and we get to see some nice illustrations showing you where to put decals, what color to paint things. That looks pretty nice. Then there's a nice drawing right here with some highlighted features of the tank. The green that they are suggesting to use is, they're calling it dark green, and it looks like XF61. I don't know if I have XF61, but I will look and see if I do. Okay, so there's that. That is the background information, they call it. Then down here we have the actual instructions with the usual things written on it. Read before assembly, the paints required, and the recommended tools. Looks like they are providing two versions here. Select either marking option A or B, referring to the separate sheet. And option A is Crusader, 11th Armored Division, Germany, Spring 1945. Option B is Celebrity, 11th Armored Division, Germany, Spring 1945. Okay. At first glance, the only differences I see are the markings. And then they jump into, assembling the tank. Let's see how many steps there are to this. There are a total of 43 steps. And these look like the typical Tamiya instructions. You get 2 crew figures with this. There they are. There's the 2 crew figures. A loader and the commander. And they tell you how to paint them. Okay. That looks like fun. Now, let's put that paperwork and stuff back in the box. And let's look at the parts. Okay. Looking at the parts now. This is the first plastic bag, and it has a smaller plastic bag stapled to it, which has clear parts in it. These clear parts look like, I don't know, they look like lights maybe? Lenses for lights? Not sure. So I'm going to put those back in the plastic bag. Set those aside. Now let's open up this plastic bag. See what we got. All right, this is the D sprue, and the D sprue has the gun barrel. It has a cupola, some grill work, some hatches, oh, there's some, looks like some cable there. On this end of the D sprue we have some tools. Yeah, more tools here. Some more hatches down here. There's the headlights right there. Okay, that is the D sprue. Next, we have the C sprue. I don't like these staples. They can poke your fingers and they can scratch the plastic. So I'm removing these staples off the bag. All right, there she is, the next sprue. And this is, like I said, the C sprue. C sprue's got some big parts on it. Looks like all the side skirts and the side armor. Looks like the parts for building up the turret. Here is the gun mantlet there for the main gun. Here's some fenders. There's some more fenders. And I must point out that these sprues are very clean looking. I don't see any flash whatsoever. And the detail is crisp. Look at the detail on that. On those parts right there. That's pretty cool. You can see all the rivets. There's the turret parts. There is the mantlet. Alright, so that is sprue C. Let's go to the next plastic bag. The next plastic bag has 2 sprues in it. Let's get these lousy staples off of here. Okay. Whoa. Another little plastic bag fell out of that plastic bag. And inside the little plastic bag we have a couple of the, oh, what are these things called? These little plastic inserts. I forget, it's slipping my mind what these are called. Anyhow, there's a couple of those. And we have two sprues that are, oh, this one's stuck together here. There we go. And these two sprues are A sprue and A sprue. Identical sprues. They have the track, the wheels, it's like periscope parts, some grab handles. I see some parts for the crew members here. There is, right there is a little handgun and a holster, a helmet, and a couple of bags. But again, as you can see, the sprues are real crisp and clean and sharp and lots of cool detail. So there's the two A sprues with all the wheels and the track. All right. Next, last but not least, we have the B sprue. Okay, this is the B sprue. B stands for body. This is the main body of the tank. And there's the crew members right there. Looks like they come in several pieces. Yeah, nicely molded. And seeing as how it's a Tamiya kit, I'm sure this thing's going to go together like a dream. Okay, so that is the B sprue. Now, what shall we do next? Well, next, I'm going to get out the instructions and we're going to look to see what they are showing us to build first. So, moving onward, here we go. Okay. Step 1. Building the lower hull. Alright. So for the lower hull we're going to need this part right here. Part 4. This is on the B sprue. Part 4. Okay. What else do we need? We need the B sprue now. Whoa, we're on the B sprue. What am I saying? Looks like a couple of parts here. B8 and B21. Here's B8. B21 is over here. All right, and then we need part B6. So there's B6 right there. Okay. So for step 1, there are 4 pieces here. We have the bottom, the very bottom of the tank. Give this a little bit of a sand just to get some of the roughness off where it was attached to the sprue. Like so. Alright. Do this to all the parts just to make sure they fit together really well. Okay. Alright. All right. Get our Tamiya extra thin cement out. These have all been sanded. And we will take this and lay it down like that. Get the parts we need here situated. This one here is going to go that way, and it's going to face this way, and it's going to plug in right there like that. And this one here is going to plug in like this. Those fit good, so I'm going to just take a little touch of glue and put a dab at each spot where they plugged in. Give them one little push like that. There's those two. Then this B6, which is here in the back end, it's going to go this way, and it's going to fit in right like that. Like so. You can see there are two holes right here, and then there's two little pegs on this part that we're going to line up with those holes like that. Okay, and it's going to, we also want to make sure that when we do that, we don't leave a gap right there. Okay, so here's what we do. We take the glue, we run a little bit of glue right along there, like so. We take this and we line it up like that. And I'm going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm also going to put some right on that peg where it went through the hole. Okay, so there's that part. And there, my friends, we have step one completed. There it is, the lower hull. Step one. All right, we move on to step two. Step two is lower hull part two. Okay, so let's go do that. So for this step, excuse me, we are going to use this lower hull part that we just put together in step one, and we're going to find a couple of side skirt parts or side parts where all the suspension's going to attach. I'm going to glue that to the sides of these. So let's go ahead and find those parts. Okay, we're back with the B sprue because we need these two side pieces right here. where all the suspension is going to attach. So let's let's cut these guys loose. Part number 3. There's number 3 and number 5. They're kind of hard, kind of hard to get these parts wrong. They're pretty big. Even if you didn't know the numbers, you could match them up with the pictures, with the drawing, with the instructions. There's those 2 suspension side parts. Then we have a few little parts we have to get off of the D sprue now. So let's put the B sprue away. And we'll get the D sprue, which is right here in my hand. And we need D5 and D6. There they are right there. So what I'm going to do is just remove these completely off there and set those right there. Then we need D34 and D35. Okay. D34 and D35 right there. Okay. Those are tiny little things. All right. All right. These little parts like this, I like to put them on a bright colored, in this case, a Post-it note. That's a kind of a bright blue. That way I can see them and they're easy to find once I need them. Or anyway, it alerts me to the fact that they're there. Okay, so we take this step 1 part. Now we're going to start gluing the side parts on here. So we got to figure out which one's which. This stuff here goes on the outside. So it is going to go on this side right here. So let's see, how does this line up? It looks like it just glues on just like that. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I can kind of see how, yeah, now I see how it's supposed to go. There's kind of a ridge. There's a ridge that runs along the bottom of this. Okay, and then this part here has kind of a groove in it. So we take, I'm going to sand this. I just found a rough spot. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's a little roughness right there, and I missed these when I was sanding. Okay. All right, so this little ridge lines up with these little groove, like so. So I'm going to kind of hold that together, and I'm going to start putting some glue in a couple of spots. like that. Just like that. Kind of hold this together with my fingers. Make sure the glue grabs a hold of the plastic and begins to cement the two pieces of plastic together. As we know with Tamiya cement like this, that's been specially formulated to work on the styrene plastic model, is it basically melts the plastic a little bit and welds the two pieces of plastic together. So sometimes it needs a little help from the old fingers here. Add a little bit more glue to run along this seam here. Oh yes, and when you are, I need to point this out, when you are putting together, putting these suspension side pieces onto the bottom of the hull, you have to make sure that these two bulkhead parts inside here line up with the inside of these two side pieces. When I first did it, this one wasn't lined up right, but it was pretty easy to get it lined up, and I put some glue on it, and now it's right where it should be. Everything is glued together right as it should be, and they're all fitting together nicely. So yeah, just inspecting all the seams and things I just put together, and all looks good. All right, now that's not all to step two. Step two, we have these little parts right here we have to put on, and they go somewhere back here and somewhere up here. So I'll figure that out. Right, now we are about to start step three. Step three is going to be adding suspension arms. So for that, we turn this thing over as shown in the illustration, and we gather up all these parts here, and these parts are all A6. There's 5 on one side and 5 on the other, so 5 A6 parts. Okay, here are all the A6 parts, all these suspension arms, and so we are going to glue all those onto the sides here. And I will not bore you with making you watch me do that, so see you when I get back. So let me just show you. It's pretty simple. On each one of these suspension arms, there is a hole and a big giant peg. And you just line it up to the sides here. There's the hole there and a peg there, and you line those up like so. See that? It just lines right up. Take a dab of glue and dab this thing, and there you go. You do that for all the rest of them, and there you go. Okay, I'm back, and I have completed step 3. There's all the suspension arms put on the side of this tank. It's impossible to put these on wrong, by the way, because of the peg and the whole system, the way they engineered it. It can only go on one way. So there you have it. All right. So we'll mark off step 3 as done. There we go. The next step, number 4, is attaching the side armor. Okay, so we're going to find these 2 big pieces of side armor, and they're on the C-Sprue. Yeah, here is the C-Sprue with the big pieces of side armor that we are going to remove from the C-Sprue. Okay. Now, is there anything else we need? Yeah, we need the polycaps. The polycaps. Now, the polycaps. These are the little pieces of plastic that I couldn't remember the name of. So there we go. We have step 4 done. All the side armor has been attached. Yeah, very nice. Now, if we move on to step 5, we will be attaching the idler adjusters. Just 2 pieces, and then at the very front, we're going to put on a part right here, a piece of armor that goes right here over the front. And that is on the B sprue. The 2 idler adjusters are on the D sprue. So let's find those pieces. This brings me to the end of part 1. I have completed all the steps up to number 5, adjusting the idler, or attaching the idler adjusters, plus a piece of nose armor here. And as you can see, all the suspension axles are in place with the side skirt armor. The idler adjusters are on, and the nose armor is on. Step 5. Anyhow, that's it. And next time we'll continue on with step 6, obviously. And step 6 is going to be, let's see. Step 6 starts out with adding another piece of armor and the idler arms. And then we just kind of go from there. So until next time, everybody have a good day, and thanks for watching.